What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. R.I.P. to John Madden, who passed away at the age of 85. Had a great career in the NFL as a head coach and NFL broadcaster. In my opinion, he is one of the greatest broadcasting tandems in NFL history when he worked alongside of Pat Summerall. When they came to town, you knew it was a big game. It seemed like they was always doing those big games over there in the NFC East, involving the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins, the Philadelphia Eagles, the New York Giants, and the St. Louis Cardinals. Remember, they was the St. Louis Cardinals before they moved to Arizona. And then St. Louis got another team when they took the team from LA and became the St. Louis Rams. But my thoughts and prayers goes out to the John Madden family. Now we're going to talk about the lightweight division. The landscape of the lightweight division. We're going to talk about the WBC lightweight champion, Devin, the Dream Haney, who I have #1 lightweight in the division. I got him #1. I got George Kambosos #2. Well, a lot of people saying, wait a minute, JB Sports, how the hell you going to have him over George Kambosos when George Kambosos defeated the man, the top dog in the lightweight division, Teofimo Lopez? Well, my criteria is based on quality wins. Have you beaten a top 10 lightweight? In my opinion, Devin Haney has beaten 2 top 10 lightweights. George Kambosos has beat 1 top 10 lightweight. That's why I had him #1 and Kambosos #2. Both of those guys are champions. Say what you want to say about his email belt, and he didn't earn the belt in the ring, and hey, he wanted to fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko didn't want no smoke. Well, I ain't gonna say he didn't want no smoke, but his team didn't want no smoke. You know, they maneuvered and swerved him, and asked the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, to make him franchise champion. So basically, they cut a check. That's my opinion, but they cut a check and gave it to Mauricio Suleiman. Suleiman then proceeded to make him the WBC franchise champion. And that was the beginning of the problems. That was the beginning of the misuse of the WBC toward Devin the Dream Haney. Mauricio Suleiman said at the time that Teofimo Lopez held the WBC franchise, the WBO, the WBA, and IBF titles, that Teofimo Lopez was the undisputed lightweight champion because he beat the man, Vasily Lomachenko, who was the recognized undisputed lightweight champion. Since he lost to George Kambosos, and George Kambosos petitioned, just like Teofimo petitioned the WBC to put the WBC franchise title on the line, he was able to defeat Teofimo Lopez, and now he is the undisputed lightweight champion. So my unsolicited advice, excuse me, for Devin Haney is to drop that belt. He need to do the Riddick Bowe remix. Have a press conference. Don't have no trash can. Have a dumpster. Have your dad there. Have Eddie Hearn there. The P. Diddy of boxing promoters always in the video. I'm sure if the camera's there, he definitely won't be there. And drop that WBC belt in the dumpster. That's what he need to do. Because the belt's are overrated now anyway in the sport of boxing. It's called prize fighting, ladies and gentlemen. Look at what Gervonta Tank Davis doing. He openly said that he ain't trying to get no lot of belts because that's most section fees that he got to pay. With all that being said, when you look at the landscape of the WBC division, the landscape of the lightweight division, when you look at possible opponents, I don't see any big fights out there for Devin Haney. George Kambosos not fighting him next. I'm going to tell you that right now. George Kambosos is advised and promoted by Lou DiBella. Lou DiBella has a close association with Top Rank Boxing. A lot of his fighters have been fighting under Top Rank promoted cards. You know, when Vasily Lomachenko fought his last fight, the fighter he beat was promoted by Lou DiBella. Lou DiBella was at the fight. Also, what we need to keep in mind is that the WBO, that stands for what Bob orders. You know what I'm saying? He gonna order the fight. He gonna order that Vasily Lomachenko, who's #1 ranked in the WBO, be mandated to fight George Kambosos. And I believe that fight's gonna happen either in Australia or MSG. I believe that's gonna be the next fight for George Kambosos. So that takes him out of the equation. Now let's look at Tank Davis, another possible opponent for Devin Haney. I don't see that fight being next either. I don't see that fight happening next either. I believe that Tank Davis is going to take on Rolando Rolly Romero next, or the Gary Russell Mark Masagaso winner. That's I butcher his last name. The guy out of the Philippines. That's a Manny Pacquiao promoted fighter. I think Tank Davis' next fight is going to be against Rolly or the winner of that fight. You've heard Leonard Ellaby, who promotes Tank Davis, say in several interviews that the Tank Haney fight is not big enough. Who's going to pay Tank? Not my bad. Who's going to pay Haney what Haney's been getting over there in the zone for his fights? Fighting up under Matchroom Boxing. He said, we ain't in the business of losing money. That's what Leonard Ellaby said. We ain't trying to set no money on fire. We ain't in the business of doing that. So he need to build his name up, build his brand up, and that's a fight that could happen down the line. It's basically what Leonard Ellaby says. So that fight now's going to be next. Teofimo Lopez, who's a former unified lightweight champion, is moving up to 140. So that's why I believe that Devin Haney needs to move up to 140. For that reason and another reason, I think he'll be much stronger at 140. I don't think he carries quite the punch at 135. I think his body is outgrown 135. He's young enough where he's still able to make 135 without no problem. But I think it has affected his punch. I think he's still a sharp, accurate puncher, but I don't think he can. I don't think his punch is as strong at 135 that it would be at 140. So I think those two reasons are the main reasons why Devin the Dream Haney should move up to 140. I think the next fight that they will look to set up at 140 for Devin Haney will be against Viktor Postol, a former junior welterweight champion. A guy that only has 3 losses, 31 wins. His losses have been against the top tier in the junior welterweight division. He lost to Terrence Crawford, he lost to Josh Taylor, and he lost to Jose Carlos Ramirez, who's a young, undefeated top contender in the junior welterweight division. He lost that fight by majority decision. So I think that'll be a good first test at 140 pounds for Devin Haney. He pursues that. You got a lot of good names at 140. Quiet as kept. 140 has some good quality fighters in that division. Regis Prograis, a.k.a. Rogaru, he's there. Teofimo Lopez is going to be at 140. You have Jose Ramirez at 140. You have Jose Pedraza at 140. He could possibly face the winner of that fight. Now, Josh Taylor, I believe, is going to move up to 147 and drop the belts after his defense against Jack Cottrell on February 26th. So there'll be a lot of belts available that he can fight for. I don't think he should fight for the WBC belt the way they treated him, but he can fight for the IBF, the WBO, and WBA junior welterweight titles until to become unified in the junior welterweight division before ultimately moving up to 147. That's my advice for Devin Haney. Drop the belts and move up to 140. You know, people call you an email champion, and it's not your fault that Lomachenko and his team didn't want to fight you. Now, Mauricio Suleiman has said that you're not a real champion because he's calling George Kambosos the undisputed champion in the lightweight division. Before that, he was calling Teofimo Lopez the undisputed lightweight champion. With all that being said, it's time for him to move up to 140. 140 pounds. Because like I said, I don't think he gets any of the big names in the lightweight division. Now, Ryan Garcia's out there. King Ryan, who's a part-time boxer and full-time Instagram model. He's out there. He's said to be looking to fight Isaac Cruz. We'll see if that fight comes to fruition. They're going to have to pay Isaac Cruz some money. He's going to have to make at least what he made in the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. He probably going to want more than that because his name has grown since that competitive loss to Gervonta Tank Davis. So he probably going to want more than what he got in the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. I think he got like around $500,000 for the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. He probably want $1 million for the Ryan Garcia fight. What they give Jojo Diaz? Didn't Jojo give Diaz, wasn't he going to get like 1.5 to fight Ryan Garcia? So, you know, Isaac Cruz going to want at least $1 million. So, it remains to be seen if Golden Boy Promotion will meet Isaac Cruz's demands. I don't think that fight is going to happen, in my opinion. I think that fight maybe has a 40% chance of happening. Hopefully it does come off, but I don't think Golden Boy is going to pay him no $1 million. So, we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But Ryan Garcia, if he don't get the Isaac Cruz fight, he's not fighting Devin Haney next. Coming off of hand surgery. They'll be looking maybe to fight that guy Togbo. I think he's a top contender in the lightweight division. He's from Ghana. As we know, Ghana has a long line of great fighters come out of that country. Azuma Nelson, aka the Professor, Ike Quarte came out of there. And we had some good fighters come out of there. The boxer that names escaped me that fought Vasily Lomachenko in his last fight, he came from Ghana. So they had some great fighters come out of Ghana. So I think that guy Togbo, I think that's his name if I'm not butchering his name. He's one of the top contenders in the lightweight division. His name was mentioned as a possible opponent for Ryan Garcia before he ultimately decided to take on Luke Campbell. That could be another fight that could be possibly in the near future of Ryan Garcia. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Let me know your thoughts about Devin the Dream Haney moving up to 140 pounds and dropping the WBC belt. And let me know your thoughts about a matchup between Devin the Dream Haney versus Viktor Postol. Will be a good first test at 140 pounds. And let me know your thoughts about him potentially missing out on the big fights at 135, which I think should force him to go up to 140. That along with how the WBC has treated him. Let me know your thoughts. And hit the like button. First of all, follow me on JBsports 3303. Hit the like button if you like the content of this video. And subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.